Hello, my gems. It's so exciting to get to be here with you in this gorgeous November. Oh my gosh, 2012. What has happened to the year? Isn't it incredible? That's when you know you've had a good year. Like, where has the time gone? And I know you are excited to take all this momentum that you've been working so hard and continue that into 2013. Or you're feeling like, oh, I didn't get a chance to get the momentum I wanted. So let's talk about ways that you can go into 2013 and just tear it up. So for today, or for this month, our November Gems call is 13 ingredients for a fabulous 2013. Are you ready? Ingredient number one. You've got to get your spouse and your family on board with your goals for 2013. What does this mean? This means you're going to have goals for 2013, and then you're going to get your family on board and involved with that. I will be very honest with you. We've been very excited about the Walt Disney World trip and shared that with our kids, and we cannot miss it. We're to the point where should we not somehow qualify, we will be taking them anyway. So there is something very powerful about getting them on board and getting them excited about what you're hoping to do. And whether it's taking a great family vacation, whether it's getting serious about paying off some debt and setting numbers on there as opposed to, oh, my premier business is to help me pay off debt. Let's make it specific. My premier business is to help me pay off $750 a month in debt, or $1,000 a month in debt, or $2,000, whatever that number is for you, that's going to make the time and energy you put into this business worthwhile. This business, you can work it full-time, you can work it part-time, but you cannot work it in your spare time. I know you guys. Not a one of you has any spare time hanging out, just sitting around eating bonbons, whatever those are, those mythical creatures, and deciding now what your business is going to look like for 2013 will definitely make it worth your while, and you'll be amazed at what you'll be able to do when you focus like that. So making sure, number one, you've got specific goals for 2013, and what that looks like: shows per month, amount of income per month, certain you want to win the designer trip, you want to make sure you go to both of the rallies, things like that for your business in that. Number two, in order to have a great 2013, you must go to work in January. I know that seems very simplistic. Of course I'm going to go to work in January. And I cannot tell you how many times I've talked with someone on my team who had not planned for January, and the lull of Christmas came, and spending time with friends and family and all the celebrating going on. The next thing they know, they're into the middle of January. They have just now starting to go back to work, which means they have no shows now until March. And not only have they lost January, but they've lost February as well. And there is something about hitting that ball out of the park in January that sets the tone for your entire year. I will tell you, my Premier mom, Hope Sherman, actually it was the first January I was in Premier. She had a surgery she needed to do, and she could kind of decide when it was. So she thought, oh, I'll just do it in January. Won't be a big deal. I don't do a huge amount of retail in January anyway, and still held a couple shows in January, but not her usual. She struggled the rest of the year because of that. So make sure that you go to work in January for that to happen. Number three, that you have all those January bookings on your calendar before Thanksgiving. There is something that happens in the mindset of a woman, mom. After Thanksgiving, it is all about Christmas. Maybe this is just me, but it seems to be the case in nearly every show I go to, and trying to get bookings for January, they can't think past December 25th. And it's very hard to rely on those shows. And the last thing you want to do is rely on those shows after Thanksgiving to fill your January calendar. And I always have a lot more fun celebrating Thanksgiving when my January calendar is already set before that. Number four, you want to make sure you overbook your January. If you want to have 4 shows in January, I would even book 8. And the worst thing that happens is they all hold. And better stressed with money than stressed without money. And what a great way to launch your business into 2013. So really, that you've made that decision of how many I want to have, and double that number. just life happens in January, weather comes along, she's not getting any RSVPs and she freaks out and cancels on you kind of thing, or just natural needing to reschedule, kids are sick, whatnot. So of course we always build in a couple shows for reschedulings, but with January, 50%. And when those occur, you're not stressed out and you're still excited about 2013 and the momentum that you're garnering from those shows in January. Number 5, you need to have a too good to pass up January hostess special. So how do we get all those shows for January, Jill? Have a too good to pass up January hostess special and really talk it up. Talk up the benefits of having a show in January. Now I start doing this now and or once you have all the bookings you need for December, but still before Thanksgiving. So this is really the last for this next 2 weeks, really talking it up and calling everyone. If you don't have any shows in these next 2 weeks, Thanksgiving's 2.5 weeks away. Whew. Any show, if you don't have shows, and especially in those circles, you know what I mean, in those circles that you want to be in, and being strategic about that. Which circles do you want on your calendar in January, and calling those key gals in those circles to get on your calendar and letting them know, hey, there's nobody in your circle having a party for in 2013. Do you want to be the first, kind of thing. So here is what I do in my customer folders. I have January as bonus month and 3 great bonuses. I have them pull this out at my shows, talk them through it, host a January show and earn tons of extra hostess free jewelry. In the 15 Januaries I've had in Premier's always had a January hostess special. In the event they don't, I will come up with one, should this be the first year. And as soon as we know what that promotion is, to plug that right in there. Number 2, all your guests will receive a free gift just for coming to your January show. I think that's one of the things that gals, they would do a show, but will anybody come? And I think that is the number one fear of people, and number one reason that they're not booking parties is, will my friends want to come? Is this something that my friends will be interested in? If you could promise every single person there that 10 people would come, I bet you'd get 8 to 9 to 10 bookings a party with that. So letting them know that you're going to show their guests a little love with a free gift just for coming. And that's a great time to stock up on some fun little stuff, typically in the $1 to $2 range for that. And I just have a little basket of things that I pass around the room, all kinds of different things in there. The jewelry polishing cloth from the Encino store is a great item for that too. And then number 3, everyone that orders 2 items in January will receive the 3rd item at half price. So adding that great customer special in there for the January shows. Now that said, I do not advertise the fact that new jewelry is coming out unless they specifically ask me when it's going to come out. Because you know the instant you say January 12th, they will not be booking a January 10th home show. So even though this is the first time they might have seen your jewelry, and when they have their party, it'll be the first time their friends are seeing your jewelry, they always want something bigger and better and greater and newer kind of thing. So if they ask me straight out, I absolutely tell them January 12th, but I've never had a hostess say, oh, okay, well then I'll just book the January 8th date. And you would hate to miss that week before rally. That is prime. That weekend before rally and that week there is prime home show holding week. Don't miss out on that. And a few things that I've done in the past as well. A free botanical necklace. Thanks for helping my business bloom. Get a free botanical necklace at all your January shows. You could do $100 in free jewelry drawing, 1 ticket for every $100 in sales at their shows from all of your January hostesses. Something that I meant to have the rings on and totally forgot. I am going to do pick a ring in the new year promotion. A lot of us have heard of that. And at my shows, I'll be wearing the proposal ring and the down to the wire ring. And I'll say, ladies, book a party in January, and one of these rings will be yours for the price of the date of your show. So you book a show on January 2nd, you can take either one for $2. Now both of those rings, I think they're about $34, although the down to the wire and the gold is a little bit more. Still well worth, especially an early January show date for that. So that's going to be my extra promotion for my January shows. Now I did want to share with you something that I'm using right now to increase my December bookings. Slide to the right-ish, leftish there. And this is my pick a date, pick a prize found this, oh gosh, I think at Ross millions of years ago. And these are my hot dates that I need right now that I'd like to have filled. Pick a date, pick a prize. And I had this fun little plate display and found some fun little prizes, just a little scarf. Isn't this cute? This little ring holder, a cell phone case, the little mini purses. I found a little ring key ring at Ross kind of thing, but that'll be sitting out on the coffee table with the pick a date, pick a prize. I've already booked one show because she was dying for the little pink mini purse for her daughter. And the only reason she booked the party was for the purse because I wouldn't sell it to her. So don't be tempted to sell them. She'd actually come to 2 parties. It was the second one she finally, all right, I'll do a show. So yay, she was my 6th show for November. Oh, I'm so excited. So that is January. Make a big deal about January. Have these specials, these promotions as you're calling those prospective January hostesses. You've got to get that January filled before Thanksgiving, ladies. Do not wait to do that. If you hear nothing else I say on the whole rest of this call, do not wait to get your January shit calendar filled for that. And you'll be so grateful as you're sitting at Rally getting so excited, knowing that you have a calendar full of bookings to go back to and you're not having to make phone calls in the airport or on the drive home. Because you're so excited and can't wait to show all the new jewelry, to share all the new jewelry. All right, so number 6, make sure you stay extra connected with your January hostesses. You cannot connect with them too much. Of course, no brainer, a Christmas card. And I love, you guys know me, I love the family mug shot with the letters saying, thank you so much. I so appreciate your business. And there is something so valuable about them seeing the personal side of you and that you're not just some conglomeration. You are a family and she is helping to support you and your family. And I have gone to shows in August and there's my family's Christmas card still on the refrigerator. It's so exciting. Extra phone calls, extra text. You cannot stay overconnected with these January show girls. I have really started with the texting. I know my big, huge gorilla thumbs, but I have the call, the voice activated text, and it can type for me, which has been very good. And letting them know how excited you are. Do not underestimate that. I will tell you, I did a party for another company back in May, and I remember thinking as the day got closer, what was I thinking? Like my May was just going to clear up and it was going to be just this month with nothing else to do but call my friends and get them to my house for that. And then of course the panic ensues as nobody's RSVPing, and I think it's so critical to be on the other side of that having a party kind of thing and to remember what it's like to be a hostess. And the absolute only reason I didn't cancel, do you want to hear what it is? That woman was so crazy excited, or she certainly seemed to be through all the text messages she sent me, the voicemails she left me, and a few times that we had talked. She was so excited for my party. I just did not want to disappoint her. And that is the number one reason, the only reason, honestly, that I kept that show date and had that party. And of course, we had a blast. And I was so glad that I had done it and got my house all cleaned up and able to pull out my favorite appetizer recipes because we get to sample so many ourselves for that. So I'm so excited for your party. Oh gosh, I can't wait to see you next week. Oh my goodness, I just got the new Christmas jewelry. You're gonna die when you see it. Little text like that. I love it. In my calendar, I keep a little check mark on her date every time I send her a text or an email or whatnot. And so I know if I look at her name and I don't see a whole bunch of little marks, this hostess has fallen through the cracks, and I need to make sure that I'm ding, 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 ding. So nothing quick and long, just little bits and pieces here and there, and being her number one cheerleader for that. All right, so number 7. Okay, I know I just said if you do nothing else, book your January, but even more important than booking your January, probably, well, yes, making that decision what days you're taking off for the holidays. You would give that respect to any employer out there. You would tell them, or they would tell you, honestly, this is the day you're off and this is the day you're back on. And you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your business, you owe it to your family, and for all the time and energy that you've put into this business already. Do not allow the holiday relaxing to just continue and continue. And if any of you know physics at all, a body at rest stays at rest. And the next thing you know, it's March, and your renewal is here, and you haven't had a show since November, and you don't renew. Very sad day. So give yourself the same respect you would give any other job you've ever had, and writing on your calendar what day you are going back to work. And for those of you that have the leeway to take 4 weeks off, take 4 weeks off. That is the beauty of this business. I am not going to judge how much time you take off or don't take off, but knowing what day it is that you're going to go back to work, and ideally not the day of rally. You want to get back to work a little bit before that. So at least I'm going to do that. Anyway, all right, so number 8, speaking of rally, go to rally. If you want to be successful in 2013, you need the information you're going to learn there. You need to be reminded that this business works, and you need to be surrounded by people that are working it. And there's something very powerful about those 3 things when they occur at a silly regional rally. There's nothing magic about rally, yet there is something magic about rally. And I'm blown away with what Premier is going to do. I'm actually coordinating the Tacoma rally. So excited for the training that's going to be there, and of course the new jewelry that's going to be there. And that means all the door prizes. There's 30 regional rallies, and so that means there's going to be a lot more chances to win free jewelry and all kinds of other great stuff at those rallies. So $38. That's a no-brainer, and registration opens soon. I don't know the exact date. Just register as soon as you can. $38. Number 9. In addition to the rally that is already on your calendar, you want to put all of the training dates for 2013 on your calendar. And there is a little adage called "those who train remain." And again, being reminded that this business works, being surrounded by people who are working it, and the advice and encouragement that you're going to get when you go to those monthly training meetings. Now, if you're like, oh, I so know what I'm doing, I don't need this anymore, then I would just encourage you to go anyway to enrich the lives of those that are coming behind you, because I know that there's people that poured into you and enriched your life, and now it's your turn to give back, and the ideas that are working for you, and that they're going to connect with the gals on your team and help build your team as well, the relationships that are there. I've had numerous gals that have stayed in because of a relationship they have in Premier and have built a business as a result of that. So do not underestimate the value of that monthly training, committing to that. Those training dates get on my calendar, and I honestly, we plan our vacations around them. We don't miss training. Number 10, set up systems. You are going to take 2013 to the next level, and I know you are busy and you have got a lot on your plate, and the last thing you need to be doing is the scrambling constantly with the hostess coaching and the new jeweler startups. Specifically, if you do nothing else, you need a system for hostess coaching and a system for new jeweler startup. The rest of it can wait. Those are 911. Get those. If you need a system for either of them, shoot me an email and I will shoot you what I use for mine. Number 11, vow to keep it personal in 2013. Andy and Joan Horner have turned the direct sale industry upside down. These other companies are like, what are you doing? You are selling twice as much product with half as many people as we have. What are you doing? And we're keep it personal. Keep it personal. We don't have a catalog online. That's not a shock to any of you. And there is a reason for that. And there is a reason that allows us to be personal, to make the personal connection, to pop a catalog in the mail. I have no problems doing that with a little handwritten note from me. So excited. Thank you so much for ordering at Judy's party or whatever it is with that. And I have so seen too many times the time and energy spent trying to be technologically savvy to market our business, when just pick up the phone and connect with that person, and you'll be blown away and amazed at what happens with that. So the time that you would spend trying to circumvent the system, trying to get around it, trying to market, or trying to be frustrated the catalog is not online, pick up the phone instead, and you'll be amazed at what will happen in your business, and the business that relationships will build you. We are not about the one-time sale. I'm not about the one-time sale. I'm about building a relationship with you for all the sales in the future. To a chance to build a relationship with you, to encourage you to become your friend. How exciting would that be through a silly little pair of lifestyle earrings with that? Which I have to tell you, if you don't have the lifestyle necklace, I'll be honest, I think it's pretty ugly. And I would never wear it myself, but that thing, I'm selling 2 and 3 a party. So my natural girls love that necklace. So, and if you love that necklace, God bless you. It looks great on them. That's not my style. And that's okay, or we'd all look the same, right? Okay, a little extra. 2 to go, number 12. I think so often we focus on all the shows not on our calendar. We focus on all the girls that don't want to get on our team, all the sales that didn't happen, all the customers who won't call us back. And oftentimes we tend to forget about the business that we do have, the shows that are or have been on our calendar, the girls that are on our team. And being grateful, and of course in November, perfect time, taking time to be grateful for the business that you do have, and making sure those girls know how important they are to you. We all know those who are faithful with little will be given much. So if you feel like you want more business, be faithful with the little bit that God has given you. Be faithful with the little team that God has given you, and loving on them. My goal that everyone within a shouting distance of me, and you all know I'm pretty loud, feels important and special and valued. Important, special, and valued. And as each person comes in that door at a party, my prayer is, God, that they would feel important, special, and valued. That each person at my trainings would feel important, special, and valued, not because of the jewelry they buy, or the jewelry they're already wearing, or the home shows they book with me, or how much jewelry they sell when they're on my team, or how quickly they promote, but pure, end of story, because of who you are, because of who created you. Important, special, and valued. And if that is just your rock, your foundation, and how you see people and how you treat people, you'll be blown away at what God does with that and what these people do with that. They're so sick of being sold something, and stop selling and just start serving. Gosh, I haven't heard that from Andy Horner anytime soon. I've finally been Hornerized. Send a Christmas card, again with that personal little picture on that. If you are not a picture person, get over it and do a picture anyway. There is great photographers out there that can airbrush and do all kinds of amazing things. You'll never replace that picture. The greatest picture you've ever, and every year's Christmas card could have that picture on it, and your business card have that picture on it, and that great photographer would love your business as well. Throw a coupon in there. We typically send out our Christmas cards right about Thanksgiving time with a thank you so much for your business. Enjoy one item at half price by December 25th or January 31st or something like that. So last but not least, are you ready for this one? Number 13 to the 13 ingredients for a fabulous 2013. Are you ready, girls? I'm going to get real with this one. Stop making excuses. This business does not work if you don't work. This business does work if you do work. And I have seen it over and over and over in every style, every personality, every age, every stage of life, working full-time, husband working full-time and traveling, bunches and oodles of kids, homeschooling moms. Every situation, I've seen women be successful, and successful being defined by how they define success. And that goes back to number one of what are your goals for this year, and then you'll know when you've been successful. My goal was 2 shows a month. Oh my goodness, I did 30 shows this year. I more than 50% increased the number of shows I wanted to do. Well, 25%. I'm a math major with that, but stop making excuses. I will tell you, this is the 6th time we have moved our business. It is not easy. It is hard putting yourself out there over and over and over, putting yourself in new circles, introducing yourself yet again. But what an incredible opportunity to share who you are. Oh, what do you do? Oh, we've got this little jewelry business. building relationships, making them feel important, special, and valued. Mystery hostess party after mystery hostess party. With that, I will tell you, God, family, career, absolutely. You guys know, you know, is how I have modeled my life. Yet, that doesn't mean a day goes by that I don't do something for my business. Premier has been my number one priority since we've moved here. That does not mean I spend 5 hours a day on Premier, but it means at least one thing gets done for this business. And sometimes it's a few more than the one things. And there's lots of things that haven't been done. I've been wearing the same contacts for far too long because I have not had time to go get a new prescription from the eye doctor. You'll be happy to know I'm finally going tomorrow. But the other things have had to wait. I know I don't have time. I have not painted a single wall, which is those of you who know me, very unlike me. It has been, bam, 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 how quickly can we get decorated? I haven't hung a single curtain up. I did buy one cute little bath mat for the girls' bathroom, but other than that, I've done no decorating in this house because honestly, I won't have the money to decorate if I don't get my business going. And as hard as it has been, and vendor fair after vendor fair, if I told you about the last vendor fair I was at, in fact, we pulled up, Matt was with me, and he's like, you're not staying. I'm not letting you stay. They had us out in a little gravel section out by the parking lot with more weeds than gravel, and I didn't realize it was going to be outside. I hadn't brought a sweatshirt or anything, and I said, no, baby, I made a commitment, and if I even get one booking or even make one connection here, it's going to be worth it. Ran to Walmart, bought a cute little zip-up sweatshirty thing, socks and gloves. It was the first cool day in Texas ever, at least for me anyway, and I got a booking there. So super excited for that. It was the gal with the pink purse. Isn't that exciting? So I'm happy to report 6 shows for November and a vendor fair. God is so amazing. He's been so great. And yes, he is the only one who can make it rain. And yet I have been preparing for that rain every single day, tilling the soil. Who can I meet? I'm exhausted. I just want to stay home. Nope. It's a meet and greet at the club. Nope. Hill Country Women in Business meeting. Nope. Bible study. Let's go. Which has been really good for me. So, ladies, you can do this. Dig in. Don't let another day go by without deciding that you are going to work this business. It's going to work for you. I cannot even begin to imagine what my life would look like without Premier, without you in my life as a result of Premier and all the opportunities I would have missed out on. And I'm so glad that I didn't let a little work, discipline, and doing the hard stuff even when I didn't want to stand in the way of that. So blessings to you. Know we pray for you all the time, and have a fabulous, fabulous November. You are on the top of our list of things that we're thankful for. We love you. Oh, and a question. Oh my goodness, the question. Oh, it was written on my other page. I'm going to put you in a drawing for a fabulous prize. Email me at jillrossgems@gmail.com, jillrossgems@gmail.com with the answer to the question, and I will put you in a drawing for a fabulous prize. And the question is, what is your goal number of shows for January? How many shows would you personally like to have for January? I don't even need to know how many you actually do have. Just tell me how many you want to have. If you want to brag on yourself, and absolutely tell me how many you do have already or what your plans are to get to that spot. So God bless you guys. Have a fabulous, fabulous November.